So I'm just going to give a little bit of background about where we were as we entered into this project. So as Anita said, Maine in general is a large state. It tends to have pretty rural flavor, although in our extreme southern part of the state we're a little more tightly packed together than the rest of the state. But regardless, we tend to be a state full of small school districts that work relatively independently and tend to try to solve problems in our silos, which means that often some of us are doing the same work as the district right next door, but we're not working together on it. We're also in a tough budget climate statewide, and all of us across the board have seen decreases in the funds that we have available for professional development and professional learning in our districts. And at the same time, we need to continue to support teachers in areas that we know are high leverage for instruction. This project, as I'm going to talk about a little later, is specifically focused around assessment for learning or formative assessment and how that drives the instructional cycle. That was our goal. But we were really looking to work together to overcome some barriers that we have. We have some good resources in our state on this topic, but where we're located in the state, it's an hour-plus drive for our teachers to participate in some of these opportunities that, say, for example, the University of Southern Maine might offer. And we wanted to sort of bring those opportunities to our teachers and work together in order to try to be more efficient and reach more teachers. At the same time as we were having these conversations, the state of Maine came out with what they call the Fund for Efficient Delivery of Educational Service. They're trying to get districts to work together to become more efficient, and they put some grant opportunities out there, which got Anita and I talking about the way our 3 districts might work together. I work for 2 districts, which are neighboring, and those 2 districts also neighbor Anita's district, so we are right together. And ultimately our goal was to work collaboratively and as efficiently as possible to provide high-quality professional development in the area of assessment for learning for as many teachers as we could touch in our district and in our surrounding districts. We really wanted to make this a regional opportunity.
So our challenge was to make a meaningful request that would also be cost efficient in the delivery of professional development services. While that doesn't seem like a difficult question, we found it challenging because we tend to think about professional development as being what we can do with the money that we have. And this posed a very different question for us. To increase the efficiency of what we were offering, we reached out to districts within 2 counties. So those counties represent about 1/3 of the students in the state. Again, hoping to kind of leverage a broad spread of the resources across many kids and many districts. We wanted to, and this isn't cost efficiency as much as it is thinking about effectiveness, we wanted to propose something that would have lasting district leadership capacity, and that led us to this train the trainer model, and to think about what the costs would be and how we could be more efficient in those costs if we put together a consortium of districts to deliver that, and including our university partners. So that's essentially the grant that we've submitted.
So basically what we did was we established a relationship with the University of Southern Maine to provide a great deal of the professional learning for our teachers, some coaching, and we really reached out to our colleagues in similar roles in the districts surrounding us in the 2 counties that we wanted to target. We got people on board, and then we started to think through what's the best model. We really want to use a train-the-trainer model so that we're not only teaching our instructional leaders, or whether it's our teacher leaders, our coaches, or even some of our administrators, but that we're also simultaneously supporting the implementation of those practices in each of their home districts so that it's more embedded.